Hey y'all, it's Amber.
And Clara.
Welcome to Need for Reality, where the mixers are loud, the takes are hotter than the oven, and the drama never disappoints.
Grab a glass of wine, coffee, or whatever is around you, preheat to 350, and let's get into it.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
And what's up, weekend friends?
Ooh, ooh. It's another day, another podcast, another bake. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
All on the Lord's Day, too, on Sunday.
I know. Rest day, in air quotes.
Rest. Well, what's going on, Amber? I mean, I saw you like an hour ago. So tell me, what's been new? What was this week like?
This week was a normal Amber week, I would say. But today, so I have a hiking group called Hiking to Harmony, and today was its monthly hike. And so Stella went on her first hike today. She did not do well in the car. Poor Stella is got a little car sick. So hopefully she'll maybe get out of that. But she was a great hiker. Her
Did
and
she
Ben
do
was
the whole
leading the
entire
pack.
thing? Yeah, she did the whole entire hike.
She did.
Wow.
She was so good. And when Ben comes with us on these hikes, he kind of leads everybody because he's got long legs. He's a man on a mission.
Mm-hmm.
And she kept up with him. So he was like, she's a great hiking dog. We now just have to make her a great car dog.
You know, where her and Arlo definitely like trade off in is like he is a great car dog. So good. The worst walker I've ever met in my whole entire life. The man loves to lay down and just like loves to hang out. Like I think Arlo likes he's a man of leisure, you know. He really just likes to chill out. But I'm really happy for you and Stella. Like and Stella's good at leading the pack. She did so good on our walk today. And like the only time she laid down was when Arlo freaking laid down.
Because on our normal walks, she's really good at, well, she gets a little distracted by smells, but she's really good at just keeping going. We've got her pretty good at just, when you walk, you're walking. But yesterday, Ben and I actually had a home day, which doesn't happen very often, where we have zero plans.
Mm-hmm.
And so we finally cleaned the top gutter of our roof because we got the big extension ladder from my dad's house.
Mm-hmm.
And guess who went on the big roof?
Your
Girl did. Because Ben was a little nervous, which I don't blame him. The ladder kept shaking every time he was moving. And he was like, I just don't feel comfortable. And I was like, well, you want me to do it? And he was like, okay. And he said, I went up with such grace, came down with such grace. Whereas I'm walking up, I'm breathing in the nose and out the mouth going, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. And I could feel my legs shaking. And I was like, I hope he can't tell that I'm nervous. But what I learned is my dad would never let me or my sisters on the roof, which makes sense. It's a very dad thing. But girls can clean high roof gutters too. It doesn't have to just be the men. I felt so, proud of myself because I was like, ah! And then our neighbors walked by and you could tell that they were very confused that I was on the top and Ben was on like the lower level roof. They were like, just be careful. I was like, yeah, I will.
Do you know what's so funny is thinking about like the fear of heights and everything like that? I was watching TikTok the other day and I saw a TikTok of this girl who was like, I just want to go home. I don't want to be here anymore. And guess where they were?
Where?
Pikes Peak.
Are you
And she
serious?
wasn't even driving. She was not driving. She was in the passenger seat. And I'm thinking about you and me driving up that, and I'm white knuckling the whole entire like steering wheel. And you're like, "This is great. This is so much fun. We should do this again." And I'm like,
no.
Yeah, we should do it again. Terrible. Horrible.
Next time we'll take that train thing that we saw by the visitor center.
Yeah, no, I think that's definitely a lot better. I would also like to say when I was driving home, I was neck and neck, driver's seat to driver's seat with a Walmart car, like a Walmart truck. And all I wanted to do was ask it to do its hoard, but we are on 95, so we couldn't. So I was a little bit sad about that.
Oh, well.
Anyway, Corbyn, what did you do this weekend?
This weekend, I, if you can tell by my lovely lighting, am not home. I am at JFK International Airport. I am coming back from New York. I was in New York City all weekend. I went to work on Friday. My friend and I took the train up and watched a bunch of Broadway. Saw my best friend Becca, and now we're flying home. We hit 3 Broadway shows.
Wow. 3? I only saw 2. What was the third one?
We did Death Becomes Her. We
Okay.
did Rocky Horror Show, which is one of my all-time favorite musicals, and seeing it live was amazing. And then we saw Titanic today, which is freaking hilarious. It is a retelling of Titanic from the perspective of Celine Dion, who thinks she was on the boat but doesn't remember all the details, so she just kind of make things up. And the woman who played Celine Dion was incredible. But Frankie Grande is in it. He plays Victor Garber. Like, not the character that Victor Garber played. He plays Victor Garber, the actor. And then he also played Luigi, which was Jack's friend that got on the boat with them. And then Jim Parsons, a.k.a. Sheldon Cooper from Big Bang Theory, played Rose's mother, Ruth. And Rose was played by Melissa Barrera, who is in Scream 5 and 6 as Sam, and who was in the Heights. We met her and we met Frankie Grande. Frankie Grande was amazing. We were talking to the people at the stage door after, and they were like, yeah, Frankie comes out every single show. He wants to greet all the fans, and he did. He came and he chatted with us and took his time. Melissa was a little bit more quiet, but she also came out, signed, did photos. She was very wonderful. They were super cool, but Rocky Horror was unmatched. Yeah. Rocky Horror was great because we met Luke Evans, which I have a huge celebrity crush on him. He was Gaston in Beauty and the Beast, and that's my favorite princess movie in the live action. He was Bard in The Hobbit, which book club would know. And then obviously Dr. Frankenfurter in Rocky Horror. And if you guys haven't seen Rocky Horror, watch the movie because it's such a chaotic just event to go to. In college, my best friend and I went to the Shadowcast twice at midnight, and so we were like, we have to see it. And so we did, and it was amazing. So Luke Evans, we met him. We met Josh Rivera, who was Sejanus Plinth in the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes Hunger Games movie, and he was in West Side Story, the movie. We met Harvey, I think it's Guion is how you pronounce his name, Guion, and he was amazing. He was very friendly. He leaned out of his dressing room over the stage door and was like, hi, everybody, should I come down? And we were like, yeah, come down. So he came down to the stage door. He is in one of my favorite movies, The Internship. He is on, the bad guys team. He plays this character, Zach, and he came downstairs. I was like, I just have to tell you, The Internship is one of my favorite movies. Like, I love that movie. He goes, oh, that was such a fun movie. We shot it in Atlanta. And I was like, great. It's a great movie. I don't know what else to say to you. Great job. I freaked out. Job. And then Luke Evans, he came out, and I was like, I just need you to know you have an incredible voice. I'm sure you hear that all the time, but you can sing like nobody's business. And he goes, oh my gosh, that's so nice. Thank you. I was like, this man is so sweet. He's so humble. He's this huge star, and he was so humble. He came out in his little Uggs, and he signed everybody's stuff, talked to everybody, took selfies, and then he immediately got in his car and went home. He was ready for bed. I get it. Bye. Yeah, and that was pretty much it. Saw my best friend. She was up from Nashville, so she came to Rocky Horror with us, and just bebopped around my favorite city, New York.
Nice.
I did.
Can't wait to go to Coney Island.
I know. I kept my eyes peeled for anybody from Summer House, but nobody showed up. It's fine.
Rude.
And
because they're all in Los Angeles.
Oh, that's right.
Why are they in Los Angeles?
They're in Los Angeles because it's the La Culturista Awards.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all in LA. So yeah, that's sad that you didn't see any of them, but they're all.
It's okay.
I'm sad you didn't go to Soft Bar, but I guess we're gonna have to go to Soft Bar.
I didn't want to go to Soft Bar without you guys. It felt like a betrayal. So I waited. I was like, I can't do this.
That's so sweet of you.
But I was also like, I can't run into any of these people because I'll be like, oh my gosh, I love Summer House, but I'm only in season 9. I have no idea what happens in season 10. Sorry, but it's fine. It's fine. So yeah,
juicy.
Luke Evans, Harvey Guillen, Josh Rivera, Frankie Grande, Melissa Barrera. Oh no, didn't see the Summer House cast. It's fine. Saw Don Cheadle. Whatever. So, but I did get Junior's, which is my favorite cheesecake, and I was very happy.
Good. Yay.
Yeah. So it was good. I'm sad I missed the hike today, though, Amber.
Don't worry. We'll do it again at the end of July. June. End of June.
It's May.
June. Have to confirm the day. I know. This has been a really long month. May was so long.
It really has. It really has been.
Too many things happened in May.
No, Amber, we were literally talking about this earlier today. That it just feels like forever since it was May 1st. I went on a run this morning, Corbyn, and I ran a half marathon May 3rd. It's May 31st, and I could barely run 2 miles. Like, I was dying. And I just, like, can't believe that this is the same body that, like, did that however many days ago. Like, what, 26, 28 days ago? That's insane.
Girl,
It
no
is.
judgment. You just had a child. His name is Arlo, and he's a dog, but you just had a child. You've been busy.
Thank you for clarifying, Corbin.
Didn't want to confuse the
I
viewers.
did give birth to him. No, yeah, don't worry.
I say that about
did
Rex
give
all the
birth
time.
to him myself.
Oh,
As you
yeah.
should. That
There's
is
a
your
line.
son.
There's a line in New Girl where Winston, he goes, they're talking about his cat Ferguson, and they're like, Winston, it's a cat. He goes, he's my blood. And every time I see that line, I'm like, that's me and Rex.
And this is Corbin's dad's reminder that he's a grandparent or a grandpa. Grandpa?
Yes, I call him a grandpa.
Just saying that. I know you're
PAW.
listening. Clara, you haven't told us about your weekend or your week. What was the highlight?
My mom came down. I was like, what the fuck happened this week? My mom came down. We had a really good time. It was her birthday. We went to the botanical garden and we went to the arboretum, and Arlo came with us to the arboretum. I discovered that Arlo really likes water. That was really nice for him to like explore the water feature at the dog park. What else did I do this week?
I know. I felt the same way. Like, I completely blanked and just remembered anything that happened yesterday and today.
Yeah, I was supposed to
yeah.
go on a date yesterday, but then I didn't because he got food poisoning allegedly, which is okay. Like, that's fine with me. And so last night I drove back to Carlisle yesterday to drop my mom off, and then I drove my way back. And Arlo had his first big road trip and he did freaking great with it. He just kind of
Lucky.
sat and chilled in the car. Yeah, well, we have our strengths and we have our weaknesses. Anyway, so
Didn't Arlo also have his first puppy class?
Arlo
Oh,
had
yeah,
training on
Monday,
Monday.
yeah.
You're so totally right about that, Corbin.
My job
He
as the
did have
producer.
training. Yes, he did really well. We're working on things. I was talking to Amber, and like, if anyone else has a puppy or has gone through the puppy stage, it's so hard. I am definitely learning a lot about myself as like my patience is tested, and like, he's a perfect angel right now because he's asleep, but that's because he's asleep. And I just feel like I'm learning that like there's so much into dog training, the right way to do it, the wrong way to do it, how many treats you have to go through every single day. And I have to remind myself that he is 4.5 months old. He is just a baby, so he is still learning things as I am. And it takes them like 3 months to realize what the routine is. So like, it's going to take him a while to realize like, hey, I live here. I'm not going anywhere. Like, she always comes back and everything. I remember I used to tell my dog Crow, like, mommy always comes back. So he's going to have to learn that. But anyway, he did great in his class. The trainer really said that he's a good dog and he has like the will to like want to learn things and impress me. So that's good. And then he has a good temperament. So like,
Good.
I'm glad he has a good temperament. Everyone keeps telling me he has a good temperament. And I'm like, cool. Well, you don't live with him. But anyway, no. And it was just really good to just be at your house, Amber, and just like kind of hang out, So
Yeah.
I'm glad we did that
Me too.
today, and just like no pressure to like record everything in 1 minute.
For real.
So yeah, no, I'm excited for the next few weeks to kind of chill out. I have a friend coming this weekend, excited to see him. And then actually he's coming the following weekend too, because he's doing an Ironman. And so I'll be, that'll be a long Sunday for me in 2 weeks. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, anything else, you guys, before we start jumping into things?
My only other thing is that everybody needs to go to New York and see Titanic and Rocky Horror Show on Broadway. They were both amazing, and they both have limited runs, so get your tickets now, because this is not sponsored, by the way. I just love them so much. Everybody needs to go.
Love that.
Everybody
needs to go.
Everybody in the club gets tipsy. Anyway, okay, so I want to do some programming notes. First, Amber watched this week's episode of The Valley. Clara watched 5 minutes of it because my mind was elsewhere. I think that we need to skip The Valley this week and talk about Summer House reunion because it is a hot topic. The internet is buzzing. Like I am like sitting on the edge of my seat, not really, but like I'm squirming in my seat because I like can't wait to talk about this. And so this week we will not be recapping the Valley. Amber has a few notes about it since she's a good podcaster and she watched it. And then we will move on next week and like depending on how this week's reunion episode goes, we will either do a short segment on like that and then like do a little quick thing about the Valley, check in on the Valley, but we will continue to be recapping Real Housewives of Rhode Island. So I know I can't hear our listeners or see our listeners, but I hope everyone's putting a thumbs up because that's the way that this is going to work.
Two thumbs up from us.
Great. So we'll dive into the pool in our summer house reunion.
Splash.
Okay, summer house reunion. I am like gnawing at the bit. I don't know if that's the saying, but I am so ready to talk about this. I need all your thoughts, all your opinions. The looks. Let's start with the looks. Who was your favorite look?
I think for me it was Lindsay. I just loved the red. I think it looked phenomenal on her. I loved the cut of the dress. And I thought it was so funny that Andy was like, why are you wearing a revenge dress?
And then they cut to the photo of Kyle in like the AI version.
I was like, that's amazing. But I was like, way to do for your friend for that. But yes, I think that hers was my favorite dress.
I would agree with you on that. I liked Ciara's look. I really did. I just don't feel like it was my favorite look of hers that I've seen. And because she's been on so many red carpets lately, she's done so many other bits and pieces that like she's looked phenomenal at. I did enjoy her red hair. And I hate to say it, I did like the butter yellow.
It was a really nice color on Amanda. I will give her that. And I loved that. Oh my God, why am I blanking on their two names?
Bailey and Levi.
I love that they wore green for Carl.
Yes, soft.
Love that they're Carl stands.
Me,
but I think I like Bailey's more than Levi's.
Really, I liked Levi's more than Bailey's.
Interesting. I thought the cut on Bailey's was really pretty. I thought it was giving like sexy but confident.
Yeah,
sexy and confident.
Yes. Mia also looked phenomenal.
Stunning.
I wonder if she was wearing pasties. Because or her boobs just that perky. I'm jealous of people with perky boobs, I'll tell you that.
I don't blame you. Same.
Okay, so let's dive into all things reunion wise. I want to know what the hell Amanda took before that reunion. That girl was so calm. She was like not really showing any emotion. She was staring into space a majority of it, and I just want to know, was she stoned? Did she take a Xanax? Did she take a beta blocker? Like, what was she taking that
maybe she took all three, for all we know.
Well, like, okay, also, we're jumping around. I have so many thoughts. I loved that we were able to get that footage of Kyle and Lindsay. Lindsay reading the statement. The statement.
But like, what are the odds that they did? Like, they just happened to be doing the confessionals for In the City when they posted that. Thank you, Amanda and Wes. Amanda had to have known because obviously she's on In the City, but I was like, wow.
I don't know if they know.
And the fact that they got everybody on a call at the same time.
Everyone on a call.
Literally everybody.
It's like, this is my Super Bowl. Like, Jesse didn't know. Like, everyone's been equating Jesse to James Schwartz during Scandal.
Tom Schwartz.
Oh my! Oh, James Schwartz is my friend. Sorry, James. This Tom Schwartz. I don't think he knew. I really think don't. That Wes was keeping this close knit, and I think that he was keeping his lips sealed because he just didn't want to drag anyone in it. I do also wonder if Wes was like a little bit embarrassed, like in the sense of like he knew how much of a drama this would cause, and he knew that like he would look ridiculous with the whole entire Ciara of it all.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, the fact that they got everyone on a call, Mia, who is like, I'll jump on a red eye right now. I'm in California, but I want to be with Ciara.
Yeah.
And that like Carl was pissed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even before it started, he was like, nothing's like this has ever happened in the 10 years I've done Summer House because nothing really has. And I'm just,
No,
you don't
uh,
think?
no, I'm agreeing with you. And I'm
Oh,
even
okay.
thinking like the Craig Conover and Paige DeSorbo of it all was like they broke up and she didn't come back to Summer House, right?
You're right. She didn't. But she hasn't really been in any Bravo since she departed from like Summer House. I mean,
Yeah.
she's been doing a bunch of things, don't get me wrong, but she really said, I'm done with Bravo.
Yeah. I mean, I think like the most fallout we got was like that one last scene in Summer House of last year, like of the
Mhm.
last season. And then we saw a lot of it on Southern Charm of like the Craig spilling of it
Yeah.
all. Um no, so Carl's right. I mean, to be in those group chats, man, and to hear what
Yeah.
everyone had to say about this bullshit because they're putting timelines and timelines together.
You have to. I mean, you saw it in the show this year that there was something going on.
Do you think there was like do you think that there like, you heard Kyle say like, Amanda claims that like and nothing happened until like recently and stuff, but like Kyle is pretty sure like there was like an emotional affair.
I agree. I don't think anything physical happened, but if you're leaning on Wes more than your husband, to me that says that you're clocked out, you're checked out, you want nothing to do with him. And I feel like Wes, he could play it off as, oh, I'm just being there for my friend, yada yada yada. At some point you have to realize obviously he's into women. It's not like he's a gay man. Feelings
Yes.
can develop. And I think that's exactly what happened. I think that they were having an emotional affair before it got physical.
Yeah, I
I
really
think
do.
Wes was what Amanda needed from Kyle, and Kyle just wasn't there. But I'm so disappointed in Amanda for going after, like, why Wes? Ah! And again, I think back to the season when Jesse was trying to go after Ciara and Wes was like, no. I I can't believe that. Still.
I can't believe it either. So, okay, maybe we do a quick little timeline for those confused. Our timeline right now is July 2025. Season 10 starts filming. We saw in the season finale, August 2025, Ciara and Wes kiss. In September of 2025, Amanda and West hang out before his date with a different Bravo celebrity, which she had said, like, oh yeah, like Amanda was there beforehand. I can't remember the Bravo celebrity name, but she's gorgeous. Then we go to January 17th, 2026. That is when Ciara catches Amanda at West's apartment, as she states. She had texted her wanting to go get drinks, and it took Amanda 30 minutes to respond after Mia puts her in a group chat with Ciara saying, do you want to go hang out? January 19th, 2026. Amanda and Kyle announced their separation. February 3rd, 2026, Amanda and Ciara go on Watch What Happens Live. And that's when Andy's like, who do you think will date first, you or Kyle? And Amanda's like, me? Shady shit. Then we have Ciara and Wes at the Super Bowl on February 9th. In March 1st, we have Amanda and Wes' first kiss after that brunch. She posts that shot, that Instagram story of her holding the wine glass and Wes pouring like the wine in, and she's looking very close and flirty with him. We go to March 3rd, and that's when Amanda praises Ciara and Wes as great friends in a Marie Claire interview. We then have Wes and Amanda are seen being flirty in March 5th of 2026. March 24th is when we have Wes denying that denying the Amanda rumors on Watch What Happens Live. And then that infamous day where we all know where we were on this day. March 31st. Amanda and Wes confirm romance in their statement. Dun, dun, dun.
Da, da,
Where
da.
were you when that happened? I remember where I was.
March 31st. I think I read it at work.
I was at work too. I
I
was
think I
doing
was at work.
videos.
I was like, oh my God.
I
I was
remember
definitely at work.
walking into Lindsay's office, my friend Lindsay's, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? I couldn't concentrate. I couldn't concentrate.
Oh,
And
this
I
was
think
breaking news.
breaking news,
Life-changing.
literally. I'm surprised I didn't get like a New York Times
I
notification.
know. Come on.
Um,
ABC News 7.
and
Breaking
then
news.
are you literally David Muir was on this. Are you watching In the City?
Of course I am.
Okay. So
Because I need to also, I'm hoping that, going from summer house into the city will also fill in some gaps. And knowing what we know now, I wonder if that's going to change the edit of In the City.
Oh my God, you're so right. You're
I
so
know. That's why I
right.
have to watch, because then this could change timeline and receipts so that we know what production saw in the fall.
It's insane. Well, but then we see on April 9th In the City, Kyle accuses Amanda of having an emotional affair with West. And she like is very much denying it. She's in tears. She's like, nothing happened, nothing happened, nothing happened. Bullshit.
Literally.
Bullshit. That's really it. I mean, like the biggest thing we have is like on April 23rd. That's when the cast starts doing the reunion. I think one of the biggest things is like we heard that Ciara had texted with Amanda and Amanda had said nothing is happening, nothing is happening. And she gave her an out of being like, hey, so you're telling me you haven't held hands under a table, you haven't kissed, and you haven't hooked up. And I think Ciara knew something was going on. And then
Yeah.
Amanda goes, yeah, no, we haven't done any of that. How crazy is that?
Well, especially because, like, during Summer House, Ciara was there for Amanda. And the fact that Amanda just couldn't be honest with someone she calls a friend is so disrespectful. It is so sad. And I can
Yeah.
understand why even we haven't even gotten to the actual reunion part yet, but in the pre stuff before the reunion and when Ciara tells Andy that she's most disappointed by Amanda, I agree. Like I'm not surprised that West did this stupid stuff because I could have seen him doing it with anybody else and it causing a rift in the friendship. But the fact that it was Amanda, like someone that you comforted all summer because you know that her and Kyle's not in a good space, just for her to pick the one guy out of any guy in New York City.
Mhm.
New York City. Like, come on. Come on.
Well, it's also you don't want to jump into anything after being fucking married for however long. You've been with Kyle for almost like 10, 11 years, right? Because that's
Yes.
how long this fucking
Yeah.
thing has been on.
Yep.
Like, you would think you would want to be single and want to go out and see what's there. And then you settle for
Yes.
some dirty dude's dick who's like fucked half of New York. He had a serious fling or a girlfriend, Niha, the one who made him that
Yes.
horse eye. He had that girl and Amanda knew about it. And that's when we hear Mia say, why are you doing this, Amanda? You went from being married, not saying your relationship is perfect, to being one of West Side bitches. And you're
Yes.
fine with that?
I don't understand Amanda at all, but crazy. Oh,
Well,
but
go
going
ahead.
back to that, the fact that his dick pic went around, and when they said that, I thought of you because I was like, man, people have really been spreading it, and they're really trying to take West down.
No, seriously, like, and it was so funny. The guys were all like, "Yeah, we've seen it. We've seen it multiple times this morning." And but what? Let's talk about how fucking Amanda just decides to crack a joke of, "You've never sent me one, girl. Wrong place, wrong time."
For real.
Ugh. How do you feel about like the energy? Like Amanda rolled her eyes at Ciara. She told Ciara to fuck off. Like what are your thoughts about her like laissez-faire attitude coming into this reunion?
I don't really like it. Not that I expected them to catfight. Ciara's reacting the way I thought she was going to.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact, like you said, that Amanda is very, it just doesn't feel right.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's trying to avoid feeling how she really is feeling, which is probably poopy, which is
Mm-hmm.
probably disgusting.
Yeah.
And she doesn't want to show that on TV because everyone's watching. But I would rather her own her messing up than her being like, whatever. Ugh.
It
What do you think?
disgusted me. Like, she showed no remorse. And I think the way she started it off was like, I'd like to settle things with like, and own up to my mistakes and apologize to Kyle and Ciara. And then Ciara goes, at least she can say our names this time. Like
I was like,
that,
yes.
period.
Period.
We haven't said that in a while.
No, we haven't.
That felt good.
Period.
That felt
It did.
right.
It really good.
um, Wes was also dead silent almost the whole entire time. I think he had like 3 things that he said.
I'm not surprised because it was going back to like what Lindsay said, is he just knows how to move in the room, how to get
Mm-hmm.
people to like him, knows how much to say so that you keep wanting more. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm really hoping that in these next 2 episodes, we hear more from him. But quick question. Are you watching this on Peacock or on Bravo?
So I watched it both. I watched it on
Oh.
Bravo, and then I watched it the next day on Peacock to see if I missed anything. I've
I
watched
only
this
watched
reunion
Peacock.
3 times.
I've watched it twice, so it's okay. I watched it twice on Peacock, and I'm really glad that I did because I feel like if I had watched it on Bravo, I don't know if I'd feel the same way.
No,
Since you
because
watched it since you watched both, what did you think the biggest difference were between the two?
the way that fucking Ciara said "fuck off, Amanda," like no,
But I know what scene you're talking
yeah,
about.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think no, okay, so Amanda said fuck off, and then Ciara was like, fuck you, Amanda, like you don't even want to cross me right now, like all this stuff. The way that just like it felt so good seeing that. And like, I go back and forth because it's like, yes, Amanda is a person. There's rumors going around that she has an eating disorder, that this has really fucked up her life. But also at the same time, the way that you have done dirty multiple people who were there for you, lied to your entire friend group, fucked up multiple people's lives. Like,
Yeah.
I just don't feel like she realizes the gravity of her actions at all. And like, they're off in fucking Italy right now, just muddy dying da.
Are
Like,
you serious?
yeah, they're there for a wedding for West's family. And like, it just it feels wrong and it feels gross and it feels like everyone, like Bailey, I even think said like, everyone got dragged into it. So many people were asking her, so many people were asking like Levi questions, and it's just like, you're one mistake to go after one guy who was in your group who was there for you, like
Yeah.
really fucked up a good thing.
It
That
really
whole entire
did.
house is ruined. Like, Summer House will never be the same.
Maybe that's why they're selling the summer house.
The
Bravo's
bad
not going
vibes.
back.
Yeah, they were
They
like,
need a
there's
new
too much
house, so the
history in
owners
there.
are like, we got to get just let it go.
Seriously. I want to also touch on the Bailey and Ben of it all.
Okay. Yes, that came out of nowhere. I had no
Agreed.
idea. That's what Bailey felt about him, and I would have never known that Ben was actually with his girlfriend for what they said, a year.
Yeah. Since like April of last
So
year.
they played it off that they essentially just got together. That's
I
BS.
I think what had happened was they were together and then they broke up and then they got back together.
I roll.
But I agree that like with Bailey, the fact that Ben gets very aggressive towards women, and I found
Yeah.
that very strange.
Well, I'm really glad that the producers inserted some of the clips from this season so that you could see what she was talking about. They were
Mhm.
backing her up and giving the evidence. And I said, thank you, producers, because I guess I didn't realize that as a viewer that that's what was going on.
Right. Right. And
So
I think it was warranted. I really do. I think that the whole entire Bailey's a joker. She really is. And I think Ben came in a little bit too aggressive about it. And then you also had Ben talking to Amanda about how she made a Sabrina uncomfortable too. And I guess I do kind of feel like that was warranted as well because Amanda came on way too strong about that. But it was definitely a weird vibe. I don't know. I'm shout out to Bailey. She's one of my favorite characters, and I hope she comes back.
I hope so too. And I thought it was interesting too that Levi came on later for the reunion. Do you think they did that because she really wasn't in the show?
I don't know. I really don't
Because
know.
if you reflect at the whole season, I guess Levi wasn't around as much as Bailey.
Yes, and I want to know why she was kind of shown as a
Like
main
a
character.
secondary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
When she was more secondary, like friend of.
yeah,
But I really do hope we see more of Bailey. She was awesome on the screen. I loved how real she was. And I felt like we were seeing Bailey on the screen at the reunion. Please bring her back somewhere else.
yeah. Um, my final thought, really, I mean, like that last part where Ciara and Lindsay starts off with, like, I think you touched on this, telling Wes, like, you're so good, Wes. Like, you're really reeling me in and all this stuff. And then Ciara takes over. And Ciara says, I think that they're great for each other because Wes needs someone that's going to not excuse his behavior. And
Yeah.
Amanda's a weak person. I wish I could find, like, the verbatim for that because, like, that shit was poetry.
Intense.
It was intense. And I just feel like Kyle even started crying. Kyle was like, I can't believe you just said that. Like, that was a
Yeah.
little bit harsh even for me. And I just feel like Ciara's like it was warranted, but I also feel like I don't know. I just feel like it's
I
that
think
she
what,
read her. She read her to filth.
yeah. And I think that moment for you was my moment for me when she called Amanda a snake in the grass.
Yes.
I was
Yes.
like, oh my God, you're so right. You stay
Um
low, you're not really in it, but somehow you pounce. You get them when you don't see them.
well, I saw something where there was like a transcript of what the audio leak was and what the other part wasn't, and I feel like we missed some of that, but I still feel like it hit the same. um
Well, it could have been. We still have two more episodes, don't we? It's a
I know.
three-parter, so we might not even gotten where that audio is yet.
How do you feel about Ciara saying, like, he's with you despite me? Like, you guys came up with this grand plan to get back at me and all this stuff. Like, bravo, well done. How do you feel about that?
I don't think that's true.
I don't think Wes is smart enough to come up with this grand
No,
plan.
no, I think he's smart enough to do what's better for himself, but I don't think he came up with some grand plan to come back at Sierra.
Well, did you also see that there's a Bravo account called, like, virtual reality, I think is what it's called.
Mm.
Um where it talks about how um Kyle was kind of just like, I feel like West was waiting for Amanda to kind of have this big glow up of, like, everyone was going to be on her side. She was going to get the Ariana Maddox, like, edit and everything like that. And so that's why he got so close with Amanda. And Kyle agreed with that. Kyle was like, I 100%
Oh,
think that's what he thought was going to happen. And at the end of the day, like, that's,
backfired.
yeah, 100% backfired.
Oh my gosh, that would make so much sense because even in the beginning of the reunion, Andy was like, I thought you were going to be in the hot seat, Kyle, because of how, like, what we saw.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And like I just said, and I'm pretty sure Lindsay and Ciara said it too, Wes looks out for himself. Wes is looking to promote himself. He didn't care. I don't, yeah, like I said, he didn't do it in spite of Ciara. He was just trying to grow for himself. And so Amanda was his stepping stone to get higher, to get more clout. And I'm so glad that it backfired.
Yeah. So there was a tweet by Anna Lepatch. Le Peach. Wes noticed a few weekends into his summer house that Amanda was looking like the victim of a horrible marriage. He realizes she may come out of this season with a fame and opportunity akin to Ariana Maddox. He then decides to lean into looking like a supportive friend and hero for Amanda so he can weasel his way into capitalizing on her after season success. How Lindsay goes, you just climb the ladder. Kyle Cook. Of all the theories, this is what I believe. Just looked back and did a rewatch of my street interview on 4-1. I discussed this very concept and refer to him trying to be a knight in shining armor and saying what women want to hear in part 3 of Adam Glenn's videos on TikTok. He hitched his wagon to Amanda and someone referred to it on Reddit, white knighted too far. And Lindsay even said, and bingo was his name on. Namo.
Lindsay, what a queen.
That's so crazy, you guys. It's so fucking crazy. Okay. I mean, I can't even know like what we're gonna do with like these next 2 reunion episodes. And then also
this was already a lot in just one. I can only imagine what the next 2 are gonna be like.
My heart rate went up. Like talking about this. And like I just know how much is unedited, or all the unedited footage. Like I need Bravo to release it. I could watch that for days. I would go on a hunger strike until they
I can't wait
it.
till someone uses like what's going on as like a like a case study. God,
it was like Scandival. It was fucking Scandival. And then Wes Wilson has the nerve to say this isn't a sex scandal. Oh my God. And then there's so many things are missing. I know we can't go on because we have to go watch this TV show. But when she was like, it's like you've never liked anyone. No one's ever liked anyone. No, like you said, there are a million fucking guys in New York City and you just had to go after the one that your best friend had a heartbreak over. Oh,
yes.
God, I can't.
Can't.
I need
on that note,
what Amanda had.
Oh my gosh.
Any final thoughts before we go watch Rhode Island?
I'm excited for the next 2 episodes. This is already a crazy episode. I can't wait to see what we dive into in episode 2 and 3 of this reunion.
Agreed. Okay. Well, I'll see you on here in a few minutes for Rhode Island.
May we make... Oh, and we're not even that far from Rhode Island in New York.
No, we're not. We're just going to hop on the train.
Oh. Yeah. Hop on the train. Go to Rhode Island.
Choo-choo. All aboard. And we are back, arriving at Providence Station in Providence, Rhode Island. What a whirlwind of an episode. I have a lot of thoughts. I have a lot of opinions. As always, I'm obsessed with the fashion that these ladies wear. I think it's just wonderful.
It is. Oh my gosh. Rula's Versace bag. I actually paid attention this time and I was like, oh, Clara's going to love that.
Dude, that was a nice Versace bag, wasn't it?
So nice.
Whenever we get big, Versace bags for everyone. That's the look. No, okay. So I want to ask you a few things. Boston seemed insane. I will say, Rosie's husband actually has a really nice voice.
He does.
I would hire him for a wedding singer.
Me too. I was genuinely surprised, and I'm also kind of sad that that segment was shorter than I thought it was going to be. Like I thought it was going to be just like a bigger thing, just based off the previews, and I felt like it just wasn't.
No, I agree with you completely. I feel like we really just like. They made it into a big deal in the previews and then we didn't get anything. But I wanted to ask you if you felt like Liz overreacted and if Jo Ellen was kind of inserting herself into the drama.
Okay, I'm going to start off by saying that I felt like this was the Jo Ellen Liz show. I felt like the whole topic of the episode today was about them. I think I'm Team Liz.
I would say I'm Team Liz too. I think that it was blown out of proportion.
Oh, yes. And I feel like what is against Jo Ellen is the flashback they did from last episode when she's talking to Liz and she's going, oh, Alicia's just overreacting, XYZ. And her doubling back on it. Not that I'm saying she wasn't a good friend to Alicia, but I could see where Liz was like, what the heck? Like, you just told me the complete opposite of what you're telling Alicia. So, Team Liz, I think Joellen is. I think she's a starter, a fire starter.
100%. I think she's a fire starter. I think from the beginning, she's kind of shown us her true colors when it comes to like, she just wants to insert herself into every single piece of drama. Like, I can't remember if it was Rula who said it or someone else that said it, but like, Liz is that person that's like, oh, I'm this. Oh, I'm that. Oh, I'm here and I'm there. I think that she likes being in the drama so much because she likes knowing what's going on.
Yeah.
So much. And it doesn't have to be about her, but she has to somehow make it interesting with herself in it.
I agree. I agree
Um,
with that.
I think Liz wanting to go outside and just take a cigarette break for herself would have been a lot better if Joellen hadn't followed her out.
Oh, yes. And first of all, Joellen, bring your own cigarette. And don't assume
100%.
that Liz is going to bring you one.
Yeah. And also, like, I don't know, Alicia, like, crying all over everything, like just kind of just like I don't know, I feel like yes, maybe you're upset by it, but like the way that you said homeless, like just didn't hit well with me. And then as she was explaining it to her family, also did not go over well, you know.
I am kind of Team Alicia on this one. I feel like I can see where Alicia's coming from. I feel like I can see where Liz is coming from. It's kind of hard because I feel like I see both sides. And I feel like there's really no good way to go about that conversation. And it was going to blow up the way it was going to blow up, regardless, because it's how certain people feel about a situation. And it goes back to what Joellen was saying, like you're allowed to feel what you're allowed to feel. I guess my thing would be I wish Liz kind of backed off, because if Alicia's family is agreeing with Alicia and saying that she was homeless, then her family's not upset about it. So let it be.
Yeah, I mean, I get Alicia's point of view of her dad took her house, she no longer had a house. I think that in her mind, yes, maybe she was homeless for a bit, but like my example is this. I remember when we moved back from England and my parents sat us down and they were like, we are not buying anything new. We're not eating out. We don't really have the money for that right now. We have enough money for our basic needs, and that's that. And I wouldn't say like we were piss poor, you know? Like there was still food on the table.
Yeah.
There was no new clothes. There was definitely no like special treats or like sweet treats and stuff like that. But like we weren't in poverty, you know? So I feel like there's like a fine line of like how you word it and how you say it.
Yeah. And I agree with you. I mean, I know someone who was homeless and they lived in a shelter for, I don't know, a year or so, maybe. And to me, that's what homeless is. She did have a place to go. Her parents, or she had family members that were willing to take her in until her family was able to get back on their feet. So I guess at the end of the day, it just depends on how you define homeless. And if if Alicia's definition is, my dad took our house, we didn't have a place to go, we had to live with someone else, then okay, I get it.
Yeah. No, I would agree. Hold on, I was looking at my lines. I did say Joellen was kind of inserting herself into the drama.
She was easily, no question asked.
Did you have anything else about Boston? I'm like very impressed with Rosie's husband. I feel like she should talk more about him.
Yes. And my only thing about Boston, my other thing, I guess, is why was Ashley crying? There was no context. She's crying next to Liz, and I'm like, are you crying because of what's going on? That makes literally no sense. You have nothing to do with what's going on.
This girl cries over anything. Wait,
I'm
what did you say
shocked.
earlier that I was... Oh, I started crying because I was talking about Crow earlier. I was like, wait, maybe that's me, though.
Yeah, but that was your dog. She's crying about a situation she had no part of. Like, come
Maybe
on,
she's
Ashley.
just tired of the drama. I'm tired.
What did you expect it when you became a housewife? This isn't The Bachelor.
There's a lot more drama on that, though. I feel like on like The Bachelor.
This is different type of drama.
Yeah. No, I would agree with you there. It's adult drama. It's like
Yeah.
full ass like adult drama. No, yeah, I agree. Ashley, she's so out of place, but it's like she's like the most normal person we have
Yeah.
there. And I feel like she's so good with that.
Yeah.
Um yeah, I mean, let's talk about a long car ride home. How did they get home?
I don't know. I'm assuming then that they sent everybody in different cars because why would you put them in a situation that's just going to make them uncomfortable?
No, agreed.
Bravo has plenty of money to send them each in different cars.
I mean, you could take the train back.
Oh,
You
maybe
could
someone
probably even
did.
fly back, honestly. I mean, or
But it was a 45-minute drive. Why would you fly? Unless you got a private charter, which is not an absurd
imagine
cost.
how short that flight is. That's probably like a 10-minute flight.
100% it is.
I wonder if
100.
there's even planes that go from Boston to Providence.
I would think so, but I think it would be private. I don't think like American, United, any of those big chains would
No.
be flying
Like
that
Robert
short distance.
Kraft and the Patriots have like their flight that goes there and
Yeah.
back. Yeah. Anyway, the next scene they go to Wickford, Rhode Island, right? I would like to say Wickford is probably one of the cutest places, like little villages I've ever been to
It
in
looks
Rhode
cute.
Island. It's so cute. When we go up there, because we will go up there eventually, that area is really cute. There's like these like cute little Airbnbs and like bed and breakfasts and like all like mom and pop shops. It's like not incorporated at all. It feels like so it's just all people who like live in the town, live in the village. But I loved that scene. I loved being able to see that.
Yeah, I bet.
Let's see. What else did we got there? I mean, there was nothing of really significance. We kind of touched on that of like how they were talking to each other
Right.
about that situation. We do go to Scarborough Beach, which is with Rosie and her family. Well, I guess her husband's family.
Yeah.
Um, I want to say once Scarborough was fun. We used to go there as kids. The waves were always so big that like my mom was like, "We're never going there again," because like one time like we all got like trampled by like waves. So we were like, "Oh,
Oh,
okay, yeah, no bueno." But take a shot every time Rosie mentions the house.
she sure loves to talk about that house.
She does. She does indeed. And do you think it was like out of place talking about the kids, like and like when are your kids coming?
No, because I feel like that's kind of been a topic between them. And I feel like every family, especially because he comes from an Italian family, they've probably been like, okay, where are the youngins?
Do you get tired getting asked that? Like, do you get asked that a lot?
No, honestly, no. But again, I think it's just the culture here or the people I surround myself with. It could be different with his family or the culture in Rhode Island.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it's a good topic because it was already brought up.
Yeah. I mean, my aunts always ask me if there's like anyone I'm dating, and I'm like, no.
But that's what I'm saying. So maybe the
Yeah.
culture in Rhode Island is it's like, okay, so you're married. When's the kids?
Yeah. No, I would agree. Well, good point. Good point.
Well,
Ugh.
what I did love about that scene was just like seeing her and her husband interact. I thought it was very sweet because
Yeah.
I don't feel like we really see them a lot on TV, which is fine. So it's just like nice to see her all goofy, not stirred up with drama, and just kind of seeing how Rosie is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I mean, she annoyed me when she was talking to her father-in-law and she was like, oh, like I'm his favorite person because I'm so famous or something like that. Like, I don't know. I just feel like Rosie's like a little bit too full of herself. I think I'm still upset with Rosie and the whole entire slam pig like thing and the way that she handled that whole entire situation. But that's just me.
I think that's fair, and I think that's the news anchor in her. So she
Mm-hmm.
was on TV. Clearly, she wants to be famous. So I'm not surprised that she made the comment.
Yeah. Um, okay, moving on from that, we do go to Ashley and we go to Aubrey's, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. I'm like
Because
getting
they're
everything mixed up.
debating renewing the lease.
Okay, those cocktails actually look really good.
They did.
And I do think that, we are getting a little bit into the relationship, but I don't really feel like it warranted a scene.
I agree. I felt like that was a throwaway scene, to be honest.
Yeah.
I could have gone without it.
Okay, great. Well, anything else from that scene? Because I
Nope.
got nothing. Okay,
I've
great.
got nothing.
We head to Dolores's place, right?
Yeah.
Was that the Wickford scene? Am I getting confused?
Probably. I didn't take notes, honestly, because I couldn't find my phone for like 30 minutes.
That's okay.
But I thought that scene was interesting. One, no, Wickford was Rula, wasn't it? And at the gymnastics. Wasn't that before Dolores?
The gymnastics of it all kind of just says no.
Oh, yeah,
that
it
was
was a throwaway scene.
Alicia.
No, it wasn't. It was Rula.
Oh,
But that was a throwaway scene.
yeah.
Anyways.
But Dolores, Liz, and
Kelsey
all sitting down together.
That was the scene.
I actually really like all of them together. I think
Me
those
too.
are a great trio of people.
I agree. But I want to say that I do feel bad for Kelsey because I feel like Liz, and eventually we'll talk about it, Joellen, are putting her in the middle of their conflict. And that is so unfair, especially to Kelsey's point about already being in a conflict with Liz earlier this season. Come on, Joe.
Yeah.
Come on.
I feel like I just love Kelsey. I really feel like she has a good head on her shoulders, and I feel like the way that she deals with the drama and she kind of navigates it, she does it a little bit more gracefully than, like, say, Rosie. I think that her having a younger, like, opinion about, like, how to handle drama and seeing, like, one, Dolores, who is a seasoned housewife who knows shit, knows how to handle drama, is also good. Liz is a firecracker, and Liz will react to anything that happens. So those three being together, you're getting like a good scenario where some people can pull in their expertise and give good advice. Like, I think if I had to have fairy godmothers, those would be the three women that I would have in my life.
I think that's a very good point, and I think that it was an important scene. I feel like that scene is what really solidified me being Team Liz.
Okay.
Because of, like you said, the varying perspectives. I was like, okay. Then I can see why Liz is feeling this way about Joellen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's where we got part of the Joellen part of, like, them all going in together. And then we also have a scene with Rulala and Liz talking about the whole entire situation as well. And that to me was like, okay, we've kind of rehashed the situation over and over again.
Yeah.
When are we actually going to get, Joellen and Liz to talk to each other? Oh, I guess we also had a Kelsey and Joellen scene too. Wow.
Yeah.
We really ran around the loop for this.
That's what I'm saying. This
yeah.
was the Joellen Liz show.
Yeah.
I felt like this is all we talked about was this feud that happened in Boston. So maybe Boston was relevant still. But again, I thought we were going to spend more time in Boston.
I did too. I thought we were going to see a lot for, like, the whole entire production for us to go up there.
But I guess the whole Liz and Joellen thing started in Boston and it just carried through the whole episode. Honestly, by the time we got to them actually sitting down at the restaurant, I was tired.
I was checked out.
How many times am I going to hear about the same situation from both sides?
And even then, we didn't really get, like, a lot from them. No. We got them rehashing the situation. I'm owed an apology. I'm not going to apologize. It just feels like they're never going to agree with each other. And I also feel like, listen, I think Joellen is a great housewife. I think she stirs the pot, like we've said. She brings the drama. She brings the receipt. Her relationship with, and, like, Rulala hates her too. So, like, that's great too. And, like, Joellen always wants to prove her point right. She always has to be right. And I think that's one of the reasons why I love her so much, is because she will go to the ends of the earth to be right. However, she has a victim mentality of like, oh, I didn't deserve to be treated this way. I didn't deserve that. But yes, in some way you did, because you inserted yourself way too much. If you're going to insert yourself, you have to be able to fight the fight and to be able to take whatever is thrown at you and not like sit there and be like, oh, you hurt my feelings.
Yeah, I agree. If you're good, like you said, if you're going to fight the fight, you better have two gloves up.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just what you're getting.
100%.
Pew, pew.
That was beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. I'm curious to see how the women's relationships will go, and I think we did see a seating chart for the Real Housewives of Rhode Island
Already?
Already. Like, I mean, how many episodes are we in?
I don't know, because the Valley, it has to be their mid-season, because after the episode this week, it was like this flash forward, like the teaser for the remainder of the season. Did we already have that for the Real Housewives?
We did, because you have to remember that this is their first season, so they have less episodes. They only have a certain amount of episodes.
That's true. Crazy.
Yeah. Real Housewives reunion seating chart. Grab a cracker.
Grab a cracker.
They're filming now. That was May 21st. So, and we do have Andy, Liz, and Alicia, Rula and Joellen, Rosie and Kelsey, and then Ashley's like left on her own.
I'm not surprised. Ashley should be on her own. I'm surprised that Rula's not on her own, even though she is an iconic character. I feel like she's been more of a less than Dolores. No, more than Dolores, but less than Ashley.
Did you see what people were saying about her? Is like, we finally have our first work from home Real Housewife.
Yeah.
I do think that's funny. And she's like, you know what? She is talked about so much that like she's like almost an enigma, but like she's talked about so much.
Been on.
No, she hasn't, but she has all this drama that Joellen's trying to like uncover, that's why she's still prominent on this.
It is. So I'm very curious, especially to see next week's episode. Because it's Kelsey? No. Is it Kelsey or Rosie that brings evidence to Rula?
It's Rosie who says, have you seen the video? It's okay. Joellen who has the video, I think. And then they like do that whole entire thing. Do you think that's next week? No, it's not the season finale.
No, they would have said that, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
It's not the finale then.
I'm going to answer this for you. Trivia night was episode 9. So this was episode 10. So that means we might have 2 more episodes. We'll have 11 next week. 12, and then we might have a reunion to make it 13. Let's see. The Valley season 1 only had 12 episodes. Season 2 had 18. So I have a feeling that we're going to get close to the end here.
Yeah, we have to be close.
Yeah, so I feel like things that are unanswered are, will Alicia and Liz be able to find footing again? Because like Alicia was kind of like, I need a break from Liz, and I'm glad that Liz did reach out to her.
Yeah,
but I have a feeling that Liz is kind of like on her own when it comes to Alicia and Joellen.
I agree, and I think just based off the seating chart, those 2 are in the hot seat. So I don't think we're going to get resolved by the end of the season. I think we're going to see it more at the reunion.
And do you think Kelsey is going to be able to remain neutral, or do you think she's going to side with Liz?
I feel like she's going to end up siding with Liz. And I feel like when you watch this, I'm hoping as they're watching this season back, that they can see how Joellen has been inserting herself and has been telling each other different things, and that they can see why Liz is reacting the way she is, or how other people are reacting to the way, well, I guess Liz, we'll say that because that's the topic of conversation. Seeing how she says one thing, does another, stir the pot.
Mm-hmm. But who would you say? Who would you like if you had to pick a housewife to like ride into battle with?
I would do Liz.
Liz,
100%. Because it's like what everybody says. She has a hard exterior, but she's loyal. She is soft on the inside for the people that she rides for. So I would rather have someone who's going to stand her ground, but protect me when the time comes.
Yeah.
Because I think that's who Liz is.
I would agree with you on that. I would 100% agree with you on
Well,
that.
who would you want to ride into?
I would probably pick Liz. I mean, Rula just seems like she doesn't really have like enough of like a backbone to stand on things.
She really, and then she hasn't been around. Like she was
Yeah.
sick for a month, allegedly,
Yeah.
according to Liz's text.
I feel like Rosie is too like crazed in a sense of like she just like explodes too much that she doesn't have a solid point that I wouldn't really want to ride with her. Alicia is a little bit like of a dog with like her tail between her legs that I don't really trust her either. Dolores, I mean, if she was more prominent, 100%. Ashley, throw her away. And then Kelsey.
Yeah, Ashley would cry the whole time.
100%. And I have to be the one that's crying. So, and like Kelsey's good. Kelsey with the coaching from Liz, I think would be amazing. Also, how do you feel about the whole entire car situation with Billy?
Both. I think that's BS. I can see where he's coming from with him wanting her to cut ties with the ex. But if he's willing to pay, I would say, great, keep paying for it. I don't have to pay for it then.
But this is something that you and me talked about earlier
know.
today.
Oh, you're right.
Okay, for our listeners, so like all 5 of you out there who know this already probably, my ex-boyfriend and I lived together and we still split our Costco membership, YouTube TV, HBO, and Netflix. So I feel like if he wants to keep paying for it, that's great for me. I think that's wonderful. I love splitting things in half, and he also uses it. In Kelsey's situation, I would agree with you, Amber. If he wants to keep paying with it, he wants to keep paying for it.
I think the difference too is
I'm not rich.
your ex. No, it's your ex and 2 ladies. In this situation, it's a lady and 2 men. Men are different. It's just I feel like it's a thing. Women react differently than men do. But if I was someone like if my ex, well, if I'm going by the logic I gave earlier, then I could see why he'd be like, just don't do it. But if he's not going to pick up the payment, let the ex keep paying. So what? I mean, but Kelsey made it clear. She was like, I'm not paying for it. Are you going to pay for it?
Yeah.
And he said no. So if she's going to get it free from someone else, I don't blame her for having her ex pay for it.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're totally right. Yeah, and I same with the health insurance. I feel like if he wants to pay for our health insurance, he should pay for that because like is Billy gonna pay for it or Bill, whatever the fuck his name is.
Well, especially because she brought up the fact that she had the brain tumor, so she has special insurance to get her brain checked to make sure it doesn't come back. So why would you take that away from her?
That was crazy. That was a crazy bomb to drop. I was like, wow, we've gone all this season and I haven't learned that.
I know. But I could also see his point, because didn't he tell Kelsey to, like, pay for it herself?
I mean, if she has all this money that she's saved up, then you would think that she would be able to.
But then she doesn't because she was a stay-at-home girlfriend. So I guess Billy has to give some grace to his new girlfriend because she probably doesn't have the money to have this insurance, and she'll probably pay for it when she can afford it, when she's not so dependent on her ex. Or he can pick it up for her. He knew what he signed up for. That's all I'm going to say. Billy knew what he signed up for.
His name is Bill. Billy. Do you feel like she moved on way too fast? Like, I feel like if I were her, I would have like taken a beat and been like, but maybe she just doesn't want to be alone.
I think that's it. But my theory is her and Billy were together before the ex and her broke up. So that's why she's with him. Because I feel like if it was an actual breakup from the ex, she would have had that single time. Mm-hmm. And maybe, like you said, maybe that's what she was looking for in a boyfriend because her ex was only here half the time.
Yeah. It's messy. I feel like I couldn't date 2 men at one time.
But I also am baffled that he stayed celibate for a year. Do you really think he stayed celibate for a year? Anything for love?
maybe he had his hand was working overtime, honestly. Maybe that's like the biggest thing. I mean, it's possible. I know a few people who have like been celibate for a year.
Proud of them.
Kind of shocked she didn't sleep with him though. Like,
Well,
while
because I bet she was still with her ex.
yeah,
It all makes sense.
it does all make sense. My cat keeps coming over, and I'm very proud of her because the dog's still on the couch.
Oh, Lily.
Anyway,
Alright.
any final thoughts on Rhode Island?
I'm excited to see next week's episode. I'm still glad. I can't wait to talk about it, but I'm excited for our dessert. And I am tired of the Liz Joellen drama. I hope that the bow is wrapped up on that present and it either stays in this episode or barely goes into the next.
I have a
It's
feeling
done.
it will be half of that, and then we'll see part of that, like
Yeah.
finals, whatever scene that was, and then we'll get left on a cliffhanger, and that will be the season
Yes.
finale.
Okay. I agree with that line of thinking, but I'm just tired of the Joe Ellen Liz. Okay, we're done. That was the whole episode. This episode, we can move on.
I love that.
How about you?
I agree with you. I'm done with it. Like, I think we need to move on. I think that there's a lot more like storylines that we haven't finished with. I want to see the Rulala drama with her husband because we
Yes.
know that there was also a preview about him getting arrested for tracking Rula's car.
Yeah.
So like what happened with that? I
We need
don't
to
I,
know.
I don't really give a fuck about Ashley and her husband Jared and their Aubrey's thing, and
No. They're not interesting.
they're not, and I would be curious to see if she's on the next season. And if the producers are like, you need to like come up with something more interesting about yourself.
Yeah, I would agree.
So
Well,
how does that tie into our dessert this week though?
well, because we're going to Boston, because apparently it's only 45 minutes from Rhode Island. And what better way to represent Boston? I don't even know if I'm saying it right.
Boston.
Have
Boston.
a Boston cream pie.
When I say Boston, I think of Boston. It's like Boston. Boston?
Do you follow those TikTok people? And it's the guy and his wife is authentic Boston, has the thick accent, and he asked her to say different words, and she says them so funny because she's from Boston.
No, I don't, but you'll have
Okay.
to send them to me.
I will, because they're hilarious.
Because my cousin says orange, like orange.
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 That
Yeah.
sounds orange. So, the bake for this week was a Boston cream pie. That was a terrible accent.
Amber's
Boston
alienated
cream pie.
all of Massachusetts.
It's okay.
And it's so funny because she told everyone in the reel, she was like, I'm so sorry if I'm offending anyone. Like, I don't think you're allowed in the state of Massachusetts.
I don't think so. Not until I make a correct Boston cream pie, because this bake was one for the books, let me tell you. But I'll start off with the different pieces and parts of the Boston cream pie. So we have the chocolate ganache, which is literally just heavy whipping cream and dark chocolate, or that's what we used. Then we had the sponge cake, which was unsalted butter, sugar, eggs at room temperature, people. Keep learning. Vanilla, cake flour, cornstarch, baking powder, and salt. And then vanilla pudding, which was heavy cream, and the box of instant vanilla pudding. And so my thought process when I was picking out this recipe was, when I was Pinteresting easy Boston cream pies, I was coming up with cake, like already boxed cakes, and then using the, vanilla pudding. And then when I was looking up how to actually make a Boston cream pie, it was going to take way too long. Your girl does not have 6 hours to spend, even though most of that is waiting because it's a lot of cooling of the cake and the cream, that I was like, I'm just going to blend the both. So I looked up a sponge cake recipe, looked up how to do the vanilla pudding thing, and bada bing, bada boom. I already had the chocolate ganache recipe for another bake that Clara and I did. they call it the famous egg. So that one was already had. But I learned some things myself this bake. Um, when I was prepping the ingredients, once again, I switched baking powder and baking soda for some reason. Your girl just doesn't know how to read. Don't worry, I use
Wild
baking
giving
powder.
me a book club.
I know it's so bad, but I actually have been audiobooking this book, so there's my defense. Um, First, we had too much chocolate ganache. When you see the reel, your girl just dumped it on the cake. And I think you're supposed to just put it on the top. So next time, I'm going to at least half the chocolate ganache recipe. Second.
Hey, Amber,
What?
I'm looking.
What?
I'm looking at a photo of Boston cream pie, and half the time it's not even on the edges. It's just on the top.
Once again, to all my Massachusetts pals and Boston friends, I deeply apologize if there is any offense.
Her picture is up at every border into Massachusetts. I truly believe that.
I just put a photo in our group chat, in our podcast group chat, so you guys can see what it's supposed to look like.
Oh no. Well, ours is super chocolatey. Great. All right, so instead of having the recipe, next time I'm just going to do a fourth of the recipe of the chocolate ganache. I'm not dumping that anymore. Oh my God. And then Clara and I also, we think we either over-stirred the chocolate ganache or had it on too much heat because then it started to curdle or like it got super oily. So
It started to separate, is what Chat GPT said.
Yeah.
GPT, whatever. Chat said that.
So if that ever happens to any of our listeners, we did 2 tablespoons of warm milk. We used almond because that's what is in my household, but according to the AI, you could use any milk. The vanilla pudding, you don't need the whole box. Oh my gosh, there was leftover pudding. I would say maybe half, unless you really like a thick center. But I think the amount we put on was just right, Clara.
I do too. I really do. I think that if we would have, what the problem was that like I think we put a good amount, but it was starting to slide a little bit. I don't know if we needed the cake to firm up or if the cake wasn't as dry, if it would have absorbed it more and kind of acted as like a paste.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, and we also used a different size pan. So the recipe that we used for the sponge cake, never bake a cake at 329. It didn't do crap. We kept putting it back in the oven because it just was not baking. Eventually, I moved the temperature on the oven to 350. Just stick to 350. Don't do a weird 329. But anyways, we used a smaller pan because it had the height that we needed. So I wonder if that also played a part because it wasn't as wide. So there was less surface area to put the pudding.
Yeah. I also just Googled what temp are you supposed to cook or bake a Boston cream pie. And it said between 350 and 325.
Okay, so the people lied. Whatever
people
recipe
lied.
we used,
Add a comment. I hope you obliterate them in the comment section.
Ugh. I mean, I feel like I need to do Boston cream pie again because the cake was inevitably overbaked because we kept putting it in and bringing it out, in and out, and then it was sliding. We were trying to you know how, Clara, you just talked about the whole patience thing? I'm not patient, okay? We were trying to get this cake done. I'm throwing it in the freezer, trying to firm it up, get it, cooled fast. And what I've learned about Boston cream pie is it is a process. It is a patient recipe. And I don't think it's one that you can really do in a 30-minute span.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I learned from this recipe. But again, it wasn't bad. Like, all the pieces together were good.
I don't know. You kind of just gave me shit when I said I liked it.
Well, I know, but I feel like I'm also very critical of myself in this sense because I brought the recipe. I had high expectations and it just didn't meet my expectations.
Get it? It happens.
And I think the next time we do it to milk chocolate rather than dark chocolate.
Yes,
for
I
the
would agree with
ganache.
you on that. Also, I will say you redeemed yourself with that pasta salad because that pasta
Thank
salad was freaking
you.
bomb.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that was really good. I can't wait to eat it again.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat it while I watch Real Housewives of Rhode Island.
So, Corbyn, I really hope that you had a moist, delicious Boston cream pie up in New York. Please give us the tea. What was it like?
So I couldn't find it just like a standard Boston cream pie. So I looked everywhere and I found what was essentially a Boston cream pie donut. So it was the cream, obviously the cream was on the inside. There was a layer of chocolate on the top, and it was like a donut. It was really, really good. It was from this bakery called Angelina's. We were walking back from dinner at Junior's, where I had my favorite cheesecake. Throwback to several weeks ago. And yeah, I stopped in this bakery. They had a whole bunch of stuff. It looked really good, but they had a Boston cream donut. I was like, this is perfect. It was so good, you guys. It was like the right mix of everything. But it was also huge, like bigger than my hand huge. So they handed it to me and I was like,
Wow.
but it was $7. I was actually very surprised.
Well, that's New York.
I feel like in New York, sometimes you can get stuff and it's like, this is $300. And then other times it's like, here's $6. It was great. But yeah, it was very, very tasty. Very, very tasty.
Good. Clara, do you have any final thoughts on this bake this week? I can't wait for the reel to go out.
I know. I actually had a lot of fun doing that with you. I think it was entertaining. I learned a lot. The batter was really good, so at least we had that. The batter was really, really good. And I think we learned a lot about, one, using different cups when we have two different things of heavy cream. And also that instant pudding has a lot of different uses.
It really does.
Yeah. That was actually really cool. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I am sad I missed this.
It was
one.
a good
sounds
cake.
Like a story.
I will end
it sounds like a story.
It was. But okay, overall the cake was good. I'm still happy with where it was, but I would like to remake it some point in the future with these newfound these lessons that we learned today.
Well, I also wonder if we make like a strawberry cream pie. Like, do you know like my favorite thing, like a strawberry shortcake type of pie? But
I've never had one of those.
Okay, so maybe around my birthday, that's when we do that.
Okay.
Because that's my favorite type of cake. Is a spongy one with like then like a nice like strawberry whipped type of thing in the middle, and then we put some strawberries in the middle, and then we do some strawberries around. Oh, I'm so excited.
I think we should delve in and make an Earl Grey cake at some point too, Amber.
Oh, I think so too. I think.
Oh my gosh, you guys! I was at a party last night and they had Earl Grey cake.
No way!
I thought of you. Yeah.
Was it from Toulajou? I need to know. Tell the
it
people.
It wasn't from Toulajou. I'll need to find out where it's from. But I did think about you guys. And it was
Corbyn's
like, wow.
never actually had the Earl Grey cake, so she needs to try it. With that, Clara, what's your final whisk of this week?
My final whisk is that there is always a way somehow. Like to fix things, you know? Okay. Like we found a solution for the pudding when we thought the pudding was too dry. We found a solution for the ganache. And we will find a solution for other things in life.
Yes, we will.
There's always a way. What's yours?
I would say it's patience is a virtue with the dog, and just remembering that she is still a baby and that she needs time to be trained and just to understand. Having the dog is teaching me a lot of patience. And I feel like that ties in with our bake this week because we just had to be patient with the process. You can't rush perfection because it doesn't quite turn out the way it is, the way you want it if you don't. So I feel like my final whisk is just to find patience in the simple things.
Love that.
Corbyn?
Yeah, I don't normally do a final whisk, but I do feel like this week I need to throw something in there. If you can dream it, do it. That is a line directly from Rocky Horror Picture Show, and also Rocky Horror the stage show. But my actual final list is, if you want to do it, do it. Buy that ticket. Go see that musical. Go see that concert. Because had my friend and I not just dove right in and done all this, we would have missed some of the best performances I've ever seen. So just treat yourself, dive in, do the thing.
Love. Love, love, love.
I feel like an issue I'm experiencing lately is I treat myself too much. I'm really treating myself lately.
Girl,
And
you
you know
can't
what?
you
That's
can't take
okay.
that money with you. You can't take that money with you. Use it now.
No, literally. Like, I mean, I always tell myself this, that money will always come back. And I think I need to stop telling myself because it's not coming back fast enough.
It will one day, Clara. It will.
one day.
One day. We're working towards it. Oh, with that.
When the pod takes off.
everyone-
Yes, exactly. So if you want us
To take off.
to take off,
Have Clara have money into your bank account faster.
then you need to like, subscribe, share. What am I missing, Amber?
Leaving a review on the podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, YouTube.
And you need to share with your fellow drama lovers and follow us on the grams and the TikTok, because we are posting on the clock app now.
Yes, we're going to be much better about it.
Yes, we will. And with that, we'll bid you adieu.
Au revoir.
Adios.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye.